Hello everyone and welcome back to Rail Enthusiast. Today we'll be taking a look at the West Cornwall route by Rivet Games. The service we'll be running is 2A29 from St Erth to St Ives. For this service we'll be using the class 150-2 stopping at Leland, Carbis Bay and St Ives. Manufactured by Brell York, the Class 150 has been in service since 1984. With 137 train sets built, each engine had a power output of 213 kilowatts at 2,100 RPM, with a top speed of 75 miles per hour. Now departing from St Erth, our current permitted speed is 15 miles per hour. We have about 0.3 of a mile to our next speed increase of 30 miles per hour and a steep downhill gradient of 1.7%. We have about 1.28 miles to our next destination, which is Leland. We are now passing over Weston Groves Crossing, which is not operated by a telephone, and you can see the 30 miles per hour speed limit just coming up now, and we'll better start increasing to 30 miles per hour just as we get around this bend and get onto the straight. We are now passing under St Erth roundabout, and as we come around the bend we'll start to be able to increase power to reach up to the 30 miles per hour. Make sure to use step 1 brake every so often not to succeed the 30 miles per hour, as we are currently on a 1.7% downhill gradient. I'll now be shutting off the power and we'll just use the brake to maintain our speed of 30 miles per hour. We'll now be passing through Leonard Saltings, which will not be stopping here. After passing Leonard Saltings, the track levels out. So we'll no longer need to use the brake, but we'll have to maintain a little bit of power every so often to keep the speed at 30 miles per hour. As we come around the bend, we want to use step 1 braking to bring our speed nicely down to around 20 miles per hour to enter the platform of Leonard. We'll be aiming to come to a stop at the end of the platform. Departing Lelland, we have about 1.72 miles to our next stop, Carbis Bay. As we go onto the bridge ahead, we'll be passing by Towan, and on the right there will be a user-worked accommodation and a level crossing for the building, and as the building on the right comes into view, there will be a steep uphill gradient of 1.7%, and to maintain our speed of 30 miles per hour while going up this hill, we want to swap between notch 4 and 5 of throttle to keep our speed nice and steady. As we come around this bend, we'll be passing over Hawks Point foot crossing, which requires us to use our horn when approaching the crossing. And as we go over the crossing, according to my research, in today's modern terms, there should be a speed decrease down to 20 miles per hour. However, this route is based in the 90s to what Rivet Games has produced it to be, so I'm going to go by the modern day speed limit, not the in-game speed limit. I have now decreased my speed down to 20 miles per hour. I'm going to want to keep using step 1 braking as we're now approaching Carbis Bay and we're on a 1.7% downhill gradient. You can now just see Carbis Bay platform just in the distance there, and we'll be looking to stop just before the end of the platform. Now leaving Corbus Bay with approximately 1.68 miles until our next stop and final stop, St Ives. We're currently on a 2.3% downhill gradient, and just as we pass under this footbridge, the track will begin to level out. As previously stated, I'm going to continue driving down this last stretch of line at 20 miles per hour, as my research showed that at Hawks Point there was a decrease to 20 miles per hour. If this is incorrect and anybody knows any different, please feel free to leave a comment in the comments down below. As we enter the left-hand curve in front of us, we'll have a downhill gradient of 1.7%, and this will stay like this until we reach the end of the line at St Ives. Make sure to keep using step 1 brake to maintain your speed. Just past the bridge in front of us, we'll be heading over St Ives Viaduct going into St Ives Station, and just before going onto the viaduct there will be a speed decrease down to 15 miles per hour. You can see the 50 miles per hour board just ahead of us. We'll be aiming to stop at the buffers. And that brings us to the end of today's route learning video. If you liked my video, please like and subscribe to see more. If you have any suggestions to how I can improve my content, please leave a comment in the description below. Thank you all.